Well, sad news this week with reports of another school shooting in the United States. 6 people were murdered by an individual police identified as Audrey Hale, a 28-year-old woman who Police Chief John Drake later confirmed identified as a trans male. So while normally the media has a pretty standard script to follow after the tragedy of one of these shootings, this time they had a new direction to go in. And of course, conservatives wound up copping the blame. Let's find out more about this terrible story as we go busting the narrative. First, let's find out what happened. U.S. police have released CCTV footage of the shooter at a school in Nashville where 6 people were killed, including 3 children, and a warning that some viewers may find these images distressing. In the footage, a woman identified as Audrey Elizabeth Hale can be seen driving up to the Covenant School. Armed with 2 assault-type guns and a pistol, she breaks in by shooting through glass doors. She was later shot dead by police who say that Hale identified as being transgender. She was a former student of the school, and this was terrible enough. But what was particularly ghoulish was the way many in the media tried to turn this into an issue about transgender politics rather than senseless slaughter. Have a look at how ABC national correspondent Terry Moran framed the issue.
Audrey Hale was identified herself as a transgender person. The state of Tennessee earlier this month passed and the governor signed a bill that banned transgender medical care for minors, as well as a law that prohibited adult entertainment, including male and female impersonators, after a series of drag show controversies in that state.
Newsweek tweeted, drag shows and gender-affirming care for minors were banned in Tennessee this month, while assault weapons remain legal. Now, think about the moral blackmail going on here. If you don't make drag queen story hours legal, your kids are going to get shot? Disgusting. Repugnant. Others went even further. New York Times and NBC contributor Benjamin Ryan wrote in a now-deleted tweet that Nashville is home to the Daily Wire, a website that is a hub of anti-trans activity by Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, and Michael Knowles. As writer Adam Coleman noted, Nashville is also the home of hot chicken. This is just as irrelevant as what he said. But I gotta say, this whole thing feels an awful lot like when Bernie Sanders volunteer James Hodgkinson shot up a Republican congressional baseball game practice in 2017 in what was pretty obviously an act of political violence. Once again, the media blamed the victim. On MSNBC, Joy Reid said at the time that it's a delicate thing because obviously everyone is wishing the congressman well and hoping that he recovers, but Steve Scalise has a history that we've been all sort of forced to ignore on race. Reid continued, he did come to leadership after some controversy over attending a white nationalist event, which he says he didn't know what it was. Because he is in jeopardy and everyone is pulling for him, are we required in a moral sense to put that aside? Well, yes. And the same thing is happening here with the Nashville shooting. And it is why the media drops further in the public esteem every year. Because instead of covering the news straight, journalists inject their own commentary to serve whatever the narrative of the day is. Normally, this is just dumb, but in this case, it's evil. Stop it. Thanks for watching. I am James Morrow, and to support this channel, please like, share, and subscribe below. And I'll see you next week for more Busting the Narrative. Bye-bye.